Lovable versus Base44, which is the right AI app builder for you? Let's break it down and compare the two. So let's start off with Lovable, right? So Lovable is built for speed, where you can literally type in the AI prompt and say, build me a gym booking app, for example, and 5 minutes later you've got a polished, ready to use mobile interface which you can test out to potential users, demos, and investors as well. Base44, on the other hand, is building the entire machine, where it contains the databases, the back-end logic, the API integrations, the authentication, and the analytics, the stuff which actually makes the app actually bring real users to the actual app. So think of it this way: Lovable actually builds the car's exterior, Base44 actually builds the engine, transmission, and everything which actually makes the car actually drive. So let me show you what this looks like in practice, because I literally built the same app on both platforms, but with including Base44 and Lovable, which was my dividend tracking app, which I actually talk about on my channel. I'll put the thumbnail of that video over here so that you guys can watch it. With Lovable's approach, with Lovable I got a beautiful dashboard within minutes, which was a clean interface and a great design as well, which I really liked. And it was also responsive on mobile, so that was a bonus as well. But here was the catch, right? It was actually mostly just a template at the end of the day, because most of the features and the AI functionality wasn't working right out of the box. To actually make the AI integrations and the features working, I actually had to manually integrate it with OpenAI. If I wanted user authentication, you're connecting to the Supabase yourself, trying to pronounce it today properly. And also, if I needed a database as well, it was the same story, where external setup was required as well. So don't get me wrong, the user interface was nice and everything, but I was pretty much just building a pretty shell, which having to wire up everything myself to actually get the app working myself. So Base44, on the other hand, gave me something completely different. So I got a functional database where the user could enter in their share portfolio, update profiles, and get the latest data, stock, dividends, and all that, all working from day one. The backend databases were automatically created, the user authentication built in, the API endpoints generated and all ready to use right from the get-go. I could even see the data models, the analytics of the users, and the user management directly in the platform. The first version wasn't as visually as polished as Lovable's version, but it actually worked as a real application, which was great and amazing to see. So let's talk money, because this is one of the most important factors when choosing a platform, right? Because this is where things get interesting, right? Because Lovable charges based on task complexity. If you say, for example, changing a color on a button, that's going to be like half a credit, right? But if you're building a landing page with images, that's going to be almost 2 credits, which sounds smart, right? But here's what they don't tell you. The credits burn fast, especially when you're iterating and fixing a bug that Lovable caused itself. And that's what early stage development looks like. Because $25 a month for 100 credits, plus the external cost of service, including the Supabase and OpenAI, the expenses can quickly add up. Whereas on the other hand, Base44 starts at $20 a month with a clearer structure. 100 messages for building everything, and 200 integration credits for the app usage. More importantly, everything's included in the Base44 pricing as well. So there's no surprise bill from external services and no juggling multiple subscriptions as well. So the difference here is that Base44 cost is predictable, and Lovable's cost grows as your project grows in project complexity. Which one should you actually use? Here's the honest breakdown and analysis. So choose Lovable for the following reasons. If you're a designer or a founder who needs to show something impressive fast, maybe you're pitching to potential demo users or investors literally within a week or two, or you need to validate a user interface concept quickly, then select Lovable. If you're comfortable managing external integrations, or you have a developer who can help you with the backend, then I would suggest to choose Lovable. If you're building something that just stays in the prototyping stage, like a course project, portfolio pieces for example, or demos that don't need real user data, then stick with Lovable. On the other hand, you should choose Base44 for the following reasons. If you're actually launching something that's actually going to be in production mode and that's going to be using real life users, you need user authentication that actually works, a database that actually scales, and APIs that don't break under pressure, then I highly suggest to stick with Base44. And also, another reason why to select Base44 is that if you're a developer or a technical founder who values control and you don't want to rely on vendor lock-in, Base44 can actually allow you to select your AI providers, whether you want to use Claude or the latest model of OpenAI or Gemini. I think Gemini is involved as well. And also if you want to migrate your data as well, which also has that advantage with Base44 as well. And another reason as well is that if you're building internal tools, dashboards, or early SaaS products where reliability matters more than a perfect visual user interface, you might want to stick with Base44 as well. And another final reason is that if you want team collaboration features and GitHub integrations as well for version control, then Base44 is also another bonus for that as well. For me personally, I prefer Base44 over Lovable because I found a lot more safer and there was a lot less headaches when I was developing my two SaaS applications with Base44. And now actually at the moment, my two SaaS products, my YouTube Summarizer SaaS and my YouTube Transcript app were actually built with both Base44 and are actually live right now, running perfectly well. Look, the AI app building space is changing and moving incredibly fast. What's true today might change tomorrow or by next year, but right now the choice is clear. Lovable is like a Ferrari for short trips. Gorgeous, smart, and impressive as well, but try to drive it across the country and you might have problems. Base44 is like a reliable Toyota, maybe less flashy, but it'll get you where you need to actually go and carry everything that you actually need. The question is which one is better, is actually which one matches your project that needs to go. So if you guys need any help in regards to designing and building an app from the ground up, whether you're building a no-code SaaS solution or you're building a mobile app from the ground up, I can help you out with that. What I would invite you to do is to click on the link below to book in a free call with me to discuss how I can personally help you bring your app vision to life in the shortest amount of time possible. The link is in the description below. Again, thank you for watching today's video. If this video has helped you out a lot, don't forget to smash the like button and I'll see you in the next video.